Hi there, welcome to Joyce on YouTube. Don't forget to join us on the Joyce Meyer app and at joycemeyer.org for more of what you're about to see and lots of great content to help you in your everyday life. Thanks so much for joining us.
Getting into prostitution opened up a whole nother realm of darkness that I did not expect nor was prepared for.
How did you get out of all that?
The Lord saved me. Honestly, the way he pulled me out, it made me realize that he's really mindful of me. Out of everything else going on in the world, he cared enough to pull me out. Yeah.
Yeah. It's been about 9 months now that you've been here?
Yeah, about 10, almost 10, yeah.
And how have things changed for you?
There's some times where I struggle with insecurities, but I think that we all do as humans in one way or another. But when those thoughts come, I can fight that with the Word of God. Psalm 139 is my favorite.
Me too.
And that's something that I really meditate on when I'm having those thoughts, and just knowing that who I feel I am at that moment, because my feelings always change. So who I feel I am at the moment has no weight to what God says, and he's constant and everything, so.
Kelly, it has been such a privilege for all of us at Joyce Meyer Ministries to have a hand in what is happening in this amazing place. This floor that has been helping women has been in existence how many years now? I remember being here when it first opened.
Yeah, it's been about 9 years now.
Wow.
So here we are, right here.
All right.
Project Hope, Los Angeles. This right here is right in the middle, downtown LA, Hollywood Boulevard, on the 101 freeway. And we're getting ready to see the most extraordinary new floor for girls that are victims of human trafficking right here. An international center to reach America and the world right here out of this building. Residential and just a reach that's going to make a difference. And this is an exciting day.
Isn't it amazing when you see your dreams come to pass?
Yeah.
I remember when we sat in a room and just talked about this as a possible idea. And we're so appreciative of our partners who have helped us partner with you to make this happen. You know, we really do get the best.
You know, we are literally standing in miracle space, and we're really walking around in miracle ground, because especially after this last year, there's no way that we should still be surviving, and not just surviving, but thriving. But it's because of ministries like yours and viewers like your viewers that really just come alongside and say, okay, I may not be living in Los Angeles, but I can help them help that woman who really needs it the most. And we're seeing is 12 to 14 is the average age of girl that is entering into human trafficking here in Los Angeles. And just because they turn 18 doesn't mean that they're no longer a victim. They don't know anything different. They don't know anything better. And that's why we were very passionate to open up an emergency shelter for domestic victims over the age of 18, because in America, when a woman turns 18, she's not a victim, she's a criminal. And so we work with law enforcement, we partner with them in every way that we can to help these women see that they do have a way out, and being willing to give them that gift of time that they need to really heal and to obtain some education, some skill sets, so that they can transition effectively. And that's really what we try to focus on here.
At this point, in your third year of being a part of the program here at the Dream Center, what is it like for you? What do you do now?
Right now, my third year, I'm able to walk in freedom with Christ. I used to have a lot of shame and live with a lot of guilt, almost like I live with my head down my whole life. And with God's truth now, I feel like I'm getting to know who I really am and be a healthy human being.
That's good. Can you tell me a little bit about your childhood and where some of those original wounds came from?
My mom, when I was 16 years old, she introduced me to this old man, and I will have to go to visits with this man. My mom and my grandmother used to get money from it, and I kind of felt betrayed my whole life. I never had like any structure to be a whole person. Every time I try to go work or try to go study or try to do anything normal, I will always find myself not really capable of just the normal things in life. And I'm really grateful for the Dream Center and for what God has done in my life, because otherwise I will just probably be running in circles and not really able to leave.
Yeah.
I've never sat across from a woman who has shared their story with me that I haven't thought to myself, well, no wonder this is where they ended up. No wonder this is how their life went, because they weren't given a lot of options. They weren't given a lot of choices.
And that key factor, that role of God in their life being that love and that stability that perhaps they've never had before. How do you see women opening up and responding to that?
You know, Jesus is the only thing that will ever make the difference in their life. He's the only one that can keep them clean. He's the only one that can keep them filled with hope. He is their living hope. And so to be able to watch them experience His presence, experience His love, experience His grace, His mercy, His forgiveness is really the best thing that we could ever do for them, right? I mean, we're giving them food and shelter, and all of that is super important, but giving them the gift of Christ is what sets it apart, and it's what makes the Dream Center different from every other program they've ever been to, is the fact that Jesus is the only one that can really do it.
Tell me about some of the depths and the places that you would go to get that next high that you wanted.
It got to the point where I started selling pictures of my body. You know, it didn't take long until I had people coming to hotels to meet me. There was one point where I was out of money and I just stood at the corner knowing I could do what I needed to do to get what I wanted. I tried to get sober after that period of time because I was so embarrassed and ashamed of it. So the whole time I tried to get sober and I did all these other programs, I always knew that Jesus was the only way. But I didn't want to do that because I wanted to do it my way. It's crazy like how something so yucky in my life and I wanted to hold on to it. I thank Him all the time because I could have stayed out there on the streets. I could have, and I knew that wasn't where I belonged. But it was like I had given up, and I've never felt a hopelessness like that before. And when you're that far deep, you need somebody to help you get out of it.
Yeah. This is all pretty new to you. You still have a way to go.
Yes.
A lot of study, a lot of prayer, a lot of time with the Lord, a lot of determination. Mm-hmm. What are you going to do to make sure that you stay on this journey, this path that you're walking on?
It's still not easy, but I think like here at the Dream Center, there's so much support. I mean, you can see Jesus in everybody, and it just really helped make that love tangible for me. And I'm learning so much, like just about my obedience and how serving is so important. I'm learning about what God first intended me to be. After having years of all this stuff that I've piled up in my brain, I have to renew it, And thank goodness for the Word that helps me do that. So,
how are you learning to do that? Where did you even learn that was something you needed to do?
Here, yeah, it was really cool because I don't know if it was in the curriculum homework or something that I had to read out of the Bible, and it was like, yeah, you're saved by the Spirit and the soul, but it's kind of my job to help renew my mind, And this burning that I have in my heart, I just want to share it. I want to be fully educated on it. I want to know as much as I can so I can go out and share it the way He wants me to.
It's hard. It's hard to break free from chains that have held you bound for a really long time. And so any woman who's willing to fight for herself and for her future is a hero in my book. And it's so beautiful to have people like Joyce for them to learn from, for them to, we have her curriculum all throughout all of our programs, and for these women to be able to identify with someone who's kind of felt some of the things that they've felt and have seen God do the miracle that he's done in her life. I mean, those are like the living testimonies that keep our women going. When things get hard, they can look to women like Joyce and know, okay, if God can do it for her, he can do it for me, right? And that's the power of partnership. That's the power of telling our story. And that's why we are so big around here about empowering them to tell their stories, because it's by telling their story that it loses its power over them, and they start to walk in freedom like they never have before.
Los Angeles is the city of dreams, where many people come to make their name and find their way. But as we've seen, it can turn into a very difficult place. These amazing women that we've met have touched my heart so deeply. Their strength to share their stories, their determination to change their lives. And I'm so grateful that there is a place like the Los Angeles Dream Center where those dreams can be rebuilt. What an honor for all of us to be a part of this, to see the transformations, for Project Girl to be making an impact on lives of women and girls who've had such difficult beginnings, but their futures are different. I want to invite you to be a part of this work that we are all doing together. And it's really easy. Don't feel like there's nothing you can do. You absolutely can. You could be praying for this work. You can financially support. You can fight for women and girls right now. Want to hear more from Joyce on this topic? We've got you covered. Visit us in the Joyce Meyer app or at joycemeyer.org today.